In a previous segment, we looked at Article 97, the law that protects parkland. In this segment, we're going to look at the policy of the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. This is the state agency charged with Article 97 compliance. I will say at the outset that we have had a number of discussions and communications with the agency and have found that its employees, for the most part, are dedicated public servants. But we have also found that it is highly politicized. In this segment, we'll look once again at Article 97. The Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, or the EOEEA, is the state body charged with Article 97 compliance. Massachusetts is the first and only state in the nation to combine energy and environmental agencies under one cabinet secretary. The current secretary is former Westfield Mayor Richard K. Sullivan, Jr. The mission statement says that they are progressing toward a clean energy future, but their mission does not stop there. We preserve open space. Very important to them, preserving open space. Down the bottom it says, provide opportunities for outdoor recreation and access at the parks, beaches, and farms that make Massachusetts a wonderful place to live, work, and play. Very idyllic. So, in line with that mission, they developed a policy back in 1998. They were only the Executive Office of Environmental Affairs. That's why it says EOEA at the time, later to include energy. And they created a land disposition policy on February 19th, 1998. It says, among other things, it is the policy of EOEA and its agencies to protect, preserve, and enhance all open space areas covered by Article 97 of the Article of Amendment to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Accordingly, as a general rule, EOEA and its agencies shall not sell, transfer, lease, relinquish, release, alienate, or change the control or use of any right or interest of the Commonwealth in and to Article 97 land. So, you want to use some parkland for, say, a school or a senior center. What's the general rule? General rule is no. That is the general rule. You cannot. The goal of this policy is to ensure no net loss of Article 97 lands under the ownership and control of the Commonwealth and its political subdivisions. Remember that term, no net loss. So, the Executive Office makes you jump through hoops in order to dispose of parkland. The following conditions must be met. 1, all other options to avoid the Article 97 disposition have been explored, and no feasible and substantially equivalent alternatives exist, monetary considerations notwithstanding. What that means simply is take money out of it. You want to use Ward Park because it's free? Sorry. Monetary considerations notwithstanding. Money is not a good reason. Number 2, the disposition of the subject parcel and its proposed use do not destroy or threaten a unique or significant resource. For example, significant habitat, rare or unusual terrain, or areas of significant public recreation, as determined by EOEA and its agencies. I'll just want to make a point here that when I was young, I played in the exact place where they want to put the senior center. I played there almost every day of my young adult life. We played football, baseball, all kinds of sports down there, and it was a significant public recreation for me. And I presume that it still is today for many of our younger children. Number 3, as part of the disposition, real estate of equal or greater fair market value or value in use or proposed use, whichever is greater, and significantly greater resource value as determined by EOEEA and its agencies are granted to the disposing agency or its designee. Well, what's all that mean? I have no idea. But the purpose is so that the mission and legal mandate of the EOEEA and its agencies and the constitutional rights of the citizens of Massachusetts are protected and enhanced. So, they're talking about market value. I presume that this means no net loss. In other words, if you're going to take some land, you've got to make up for it, buy some land somewhere else. I presume that that's what that means. Number 4, the minimum acreage necessary for the proposed use is proposed for disposition, and to the maximum extent possible, the resources of the parcel proposed for disposition continue to be protected. In other words, if they use part of this parcel, they can't mess up the rest of the parcel. 5, the disposition serves an Article 97 purpose or another public purpose without detracting from the mission, plans, policies, mandates of EOEEA and its appropriate department or division. Okay, so again, this says that it can't detract from the mission. 6, the disposition of a parcel is not contrary to the express wishes of the persons who donated or sold the parcel or interest therein to the Commonwealth. Now, I find this to be an interesting condition, mainly because all of the people who sold these parcels for the building of Ward Park are now deceased. And I doubt that they created any express wishes at the time that Marlborough could use it for any purpose that they wanted to use it for. If that's the case, they cannot get the express wishes, and this condition would never be met. Now, I'm sure everybody's saying, well, they're deceased. What do they care? But this is the language of this condition. So what does all this mean? It means that even before the process begins, the city or town has to jump through hoops. It has to justify the land taking not to the seniors, not to the taxpayers, not to the voters, but to the state of Massachusetts. It has to convince them that there is no alternative, money considerations notwithstanding. You're a poor town, you're a poor city, you need to use the parkland because it's free? No. No alternative, money considerations notwithstanding. But this is just the first set of hoops. What does it have to do within the city or town? Let's look. So then, what are the requirements for municipalities, cities and towns to dispose of Article 97 land? Well, the executive office wants to obtain a unanimous vote of the Municipal Conservation Commission that the Article 97 land is indeed surplus to municipal conservation and open space needs. So that if the Conservation Commission doesn't agree, too bad. Unanimous vote. Second, the city must obtain a unanimous vote of the Municipal Park Commission if the land proposed for disposition is parkland. Number 3, they must obtain a 2/3 town meeting or city council vote in support of the disposition. Number 4, they must obtain 2/3 vote of the legislature in support of the disposition as required under the state constitution. 5, they must comply with all requirements of the Self-Help, Urban Self-Help, Land and Water Conservation Fund, and any other applicable funding sources. So wherever they're going to get money for this project, they must comply with their requirements as well. They must comply with the EOEEA Article 97 Land Disposition Policy. Note, the municipality must also file an environmental notification form with EOEEA's MEPA office. So, does anyone see any hoop jumping in the city of Marlborough? Any involvement with the Conservation Commission, the Parks Commission, the City Council? In the next segment, we'll look at the streamlined process the city has used to rob its citizens of its right to parkland and open space. This is your co-host, Paul Broder. Fight on.